Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. DTC P0496 refers to a diagnostic trouble code indicating that the EVAP system has detected high purge flow. The EVAP system, or Evaporative Emission Control System, is responsible for preventing fuel vapors from escaping into the atmosphere. This system includes components such as the EVAP canister, purge valve, and fuel tank pressure sensor. In your Honda Civic from 2011 to 2015, a faulty component or poor connection within the EVAP system can lead to this DTC being triggered. Thorough troubleshooting is essential to identify the underlying issue, which may involve specialized tools, including a vacuum pump and gauges to assess the functionality of these components. Understanding the roles of these elements and their locations will significantly help in diagnosing this trouble code efficiently. The EVAP system in the Honda Civic includes crucial components such as the evaporative canister, purge valve, vent shut valve, and fuel tank pressure (FTP) sensor. The evaporative canister stores fuel vapors from the fuel tank to prevent them from being released into the atmosphere. The purge valve allows these stored vapors to be drawn into the engine for combustion. The vent shut valve controls the intake and release of air within the system, ensuring it operates effectively. You can find the EVAP canister located near the fuel tank, while the purge valve is usually positioned in the engine bay. The FTP sensor is situated on the fuel tank, monitoring the pressure within the system. Issues with any of these components or their connections can lead to high purge flow, causing DTC P0496 to trigger. Several factors may lead to DTC P0496, primarily focusing on the components of the EVAP system. A common cause is a faulty EVAP canister vent shut valve, which can fail to close properly, allowing excessive purge flow. Another potential issue is a stuck purge valve, which should open and close based on engine demands, but can malfunction and remain open. Additionally, poor connections or loose terminals in the wiring harness related to the fuel tank pressure sensor, EVAP canister purge valve, or ECM, engine control module, can affect signal integrity, leading to false codes. Conducting a visual inspection and ensuring all connections are secure can help in identifying these issues quickly. When DTC P0496 is present, one of the most immediate symptoms the driver may notice is the illumination of the check engine light on the dashboard. This light is a warning signal indicating a fault within the vehicle's emission system. Additionally, drivers may experience poor fuel economy, as the engine could be overcompensating for incorrect fuel vapor flow, leading to a less efficient fuel-to-air mixture. Furthermore, the vehicle may exhibit rough idling or stalling, particularly during startup or idle conditions, resulting from engine control issues linked to the EVAP system's malfunction. Being aware of these symptoms can assist in addressing the problem sooner rather than later. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0496 begins by turning the ignition switch to the on-to position, which powers the electrical systems of the vehicle without starting the engine. Once in this position, utilize the HDS or Honda Diagnostics system to clear any existing DTCs, including P0496, from the vehicle's memory. After clearing the codes, perform an EVAP function test using the HDS to assess the operational status of the EVAP system. Should the test return a successful result, it indicates that the system is functioning correctly at that moment, suggesting an intermittent issue may be present. However, if any additional DTCs manifest during this process, troubleshooting should shift focus to those specific codes. Following the initial DTC clearing and testing, the second step involves checking the EVAP canister purge valve for any blockage or issues causing it to stick open. Begin by selecting the EVAP PCS off option in the HDS to disable the system function temporarily. Then, disconnect the vacuum hose from the purge valve, which is typically identifiable in the engine bay. Connect a vacuum gauge and the vacuum pump to the EVAP canister purge valve using a T-fitting to facilitate accurate measurement. This setup will allow for proper assessment of the valve's operation under simulated conditions, which is critical for identifying if the valve is functioning correctly or if it requires replacement. In this step, you will apply a specific amount of pressure to the EVAP canister purge valve to check its operational integrity. To do this, set up the equipment to apply approximately 2 kPa, equivalent to 0.6-inch maximum, or 15 millimeters Hg of vacuum to the purge valve. Once the vacuum is applied, switch back to the HDS and select the EVAP PCS on option, which should re-enable the function of the purge valve. Observe the behavior of the vacuum gauge closely. If the vacuum releases immediately, this indicates the valve is functioning as designed, and you should then replace the EVAP canister vent shut valve as the next corrective action. Conversely, if the vacuum does not release, this typically indicates that the purge valve itself is stuck or malfunctioning, necessitating its replacement. After identifying and potentially replacing components related to the high purge flow code, it's imperative to verify the success of the repairs. Begin by turning the ignition switch to the on second position again and using the HDS to reset the ECM, or engine control module. This action refreshes the system and clears any previous data that could interfere with new readings. Following this, conduct the ECM idle learn procedure, which allows the engine control unit to recalibrate itself based on the latest adjustments made to the EVAP system components. Finally, run the EVAP function test once again to confirm that the repair has resolved the issue and that the DTC P0496 does not reappear, indicating successful troubleshooting and repair. Final repair verification is crucial to ensure that all steps taken have effectively addressed DTC P0496. First, turn the ignition switch to the on position to power the necessary systems. Then use the HDS to reset the ECM, ensuring that it is cleared of old codes and is ready to read current operation data accurately. After resetting the ECM, it is essential to perform the EVAP function test once more to check whether the system is functioning correctly. Verify that no new or recurring codes show up in the system diagnostics. If the DTC P0496 does not return and the test is successful, your work is complete, reaffirming that the repairs made were effective. For preventive maintenance relating to DTC P0496, focus on regular inspections of the EVAP system components and their connections. Conducting routine checks can help identify potential issues before they escalate to trigger fault codes like P0496. It's vital to ensure that electrical connections related to the FTP sensor, purge valve, vent shut valve, and ECM are secure and free of corrosion. Also, replacing components that are known to wear out, like valves and pumps, can preemptively prevent future malfunctions. Consider incorporating these maintenance checks into regular service intervals to ensure optimal operation of your EVAP system and overall vehicle performance. In summary, DTC P0496 indicates an issue within the EVAP system, specifically related to high purge flow. Understanding the components involved, such as the EVAP canister, purge valve, and FTP sensor, plays a crucial role in accurately diagnosing and repairing the issue. The importance of thorough troubleshooting cannot be overstated, as it ensures that all potential causes, ranging from faulty components to improper connections, are addressed effectively. By adhering to the detailed steps outlined and conducting proper verification checks, you can successfully resolve not only DTC P0496, but also enhance your vehicle's overall performance and reliability. Remember, preventive maintenance actions will significantly reduce the risk of encountering similar issues in the future. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.